Hello, everyone. Over the years of doing monthly prediction videos, I have predicted pretty much all of the major world events that have happened. Starting with Ukraine, I predicted that in 2020, and I said that it would happen in the year 2022, specifically involving Joe Biden working with Ukraine and Russia. I also predicted the month that Hamas would attack Israel and hold hostages. I also predicted the Colombian cartels, also associated with Venezuela, that's been in the news recently, would be attacked, and I singled out the exact month that that would happen before it happened. Either way, I've predicted that. I've predicted many major world events, and I'm going to get into that and show the proof of that and how I predicted it and kind of what I see for how that plays out. Let's go ahead and start with the Ukraine prediction that I made back in 2020. Keep in mind that you can go back and watch the full video. I will provide all the references to all of the links of the original content below this video. I was seeing 2022 there being a lot of, the way I was seeing it was like black energy, and when I tuned into that to see what that was about, it was like pain and suffering and like loss of people to wars. I'm seeing Joe Biden and him being president and being in like a tight spot, so to speak. And I mean that in the sense of him trying to make deals with other countries. I do see him stepping forward to other countries, um, possibly Russia, but Ukraine for some reason came up. So there's a possibility that he may be trying to work with Ukraine in some way. But I'm also just getting that it's going to be, him trying to make a lot of deals with the world economy, trying to progress globalization. Also, I don't see it working out great, and I see Biden being a little bit, let down and not enthused about how everything's going. And the next video was recorded right before October 2023, which was the month when Hamas went into Israel and attacked, killing many people as well as taking many hostages. Hello, everybody. Well, this is it. I've been talking about October and November for a good long while now. I was getting the sense that it kind of felt like the world was being held hostage, as if in a state of checkmate to some degree. And again, I associate this with the BRICS nations, most likely. So moving on to Joe Biden, because I wanted to know what is going. I'm sensing something big happening. What's going on here? So the first thing I was like, okay, well, let's just do what I normally do, tune into Joe Biden, because that's kind of a good indicator of what's happening. And this isn't just like short-term bad news. This is like devastating, like long-term bad news. Like this is going to affect the future of the US and the world and world trade, things like that. It's bad news, like long term bad news. I'm sensing a big move taking place economically, changing the future outlook. That damages somewhere not in the United States, but I was getting that it's bad for the U.S. economy, and that it's causing Biden to be devastated. I didn't particularly get that it's in Ukraine, but it does seem like we're entering an economic depression, and so there's a lot of things breaking down. There may, in fact, be more people leaving this planet, and by that I mean passing away. So the corrupt are lashing out. So many people are saying that things are getting worse. I would say, yeah, they're getting worse because a lot of these corrupt powers are feeling cornered and they're losing their power, and so they're resorting to their last resort for total domination. I do get the sense that this will work out for them in the short term, very short term, but in the long term, I feel that their power will start melting away. The following is the August 2025 psychic prediction video where I was describing events happening in the ocean. One of the events was a situation where Donald Trump ended up moving some submarines or boats with missiles around Russia to threaten Russia into a peace deal. And this, from what I described, was him bluffing. Later, it turned out that in the news it was described as a political bluff. But more importantly, what I described also was a situation with missiles being shot in the ocean. And I specifically mentioned Colombia being attacked or threatened. Um, Now, it wasn't exactly Colombia, it was Venezuela, which is right next door to Colombia, and they both share cartels um, because Colombia is generally where you think of when you think of the drug cartels. But, anyways, what's more important about this that a lot of people don't understand is that Venezuela is a specific strategic area that other countries, such as BRICS nations, can use that territory because they are allied together, and they can use that territory to further attack the US. So it is strategic in that way, and I believe that that is the true reason why they are being attacked. It's not really that they have drugs. It's really something deeper going on behind the scenes. But the drug cartel gives them a great excuse to get rid of them. And the goal is to get rid of the current president of that country so that they are not allied with our enemies, such as BRICS nations, in the way that they currently are. I do not get the sense that this is directly related to Ukraine or Israel. I do get the sense that this could involve Muslim backed countries in particular, and a combination of many countries. It's not just like one country, it's kind of like a gang of countries, is the sense that I get. Um, Colombia came to mind as a possibility that Colombia could also be attacked. Not that they're going to be the ones attacking, but they could be somehow involved in this as they're being threatened or being attacked. Um, I did get the sense of the White House speaking of a terrorist threat within the new narrative that we'll be seeing in August. I got the sense that there could be some threats in the ocean as well, some sort of escalation. But I did see this being where there could be actual missiles or something shot back and forth. But I do not get the sense that this is going to directly impact like U.S. cities or anything like that. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for monthly predictions every month before the month.